Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm going to show you how to control Reason using the Wii Mote game controller. So first, let's open software called JunXion. I just have the demo version, but here we see that there are various inputs that you can use, but we want to use the Wii Mote, which is not recognizing right now. So to get JunXion to recognize the Wii Mote, first your Bluetooth needs to be on. So just check that in your system preferences. Mine's on. And then go ahead, press buttons 1 and 2 on your Wii Mote, and JunXion should recognize it. Now it's one of our options, and you can go ahead and see that it's receiving data from the Wii Mote now. I'll first of all use button A as a note. So now we have a note message of note 48, but if you don't want note 48, you can change that. Change the name. I'll go for note 81. And that's just the name, that's not going to do anything. So here we need to change our value to 81. And it's at a note event. So now we want to play note 81 in Reason. So open up Reason. I have a synth, the Thor synth going. And we need Reason to recognize JunXion as a control surface. So if we go into our preferences and go to our keyboards and control surfaces, we can add JunXion as a control surface. And here we see it recognizes JunXion. And we can change that name, JunXion, and now it's there. So now if we press A, which we've assigned here to note 81, we should hear note 81 in Reason, which we do. So, success. Now I want maybe one of the accelerometers, let's say the x-axis, to control the mod wheel. Now, by default, to get controller 2, mod wheel is controller 1, so we can either change controller 2 to controller 1, or we can leave it there and create a totally new event, a new action. So we're going to use this, we're going to make this CC1, change it to the value of 1, and if we go in our patch window, we see that the action is still assigned to the input sensor. The CC2 is still assigned to the x-axis, so just use the drop-down menu to change that to the CC we want. And now when you move your wand back and forth, you should see the mod wheel being affected. Now we see that it's not accessing the full range of values that it could, the whole 127. So to do that, to have it reach the full range, we're just going to go into CC1 and we're going to change the data through a table. And if you look at the bottom of the table, you can see which values the Wii Mote is accessing. But if you press this auto scale button, it will automatically scale all those values to the full range of 127. So if we go and look back in Reason, we see that now the mod wheel is going all the way up and all the way down. So now if you don't want the mod wheel to be on forever, we're going to have to make a little on-off switch. So pick a button as your on-off switch, pick plus button, and right now it's been given of note 52, but we'll just change note 52 to mod on. And to do that, we don't want it to output anything because it's not going to be a note. It's just going to be more of an on-off switch. And it's going to become a variable. Now we've made this a variable. We can rename it plus button. And now that we've assigned the plus button as our variable 1, we can look at CC1, and here we see that we don't want it to always generate output, so we can restrict that by saying if the variable is equal to, the variable being the plus button, if it's equal to 127, which is on, then the mod wheel can also function. So now that we've assigned that, I'm playing my note, but even though I'm moving my wand, the mod wheel is not moving until I press the plus button. And now we can see that it's affected. And wherever I let go, of my plus button, that is where the mod wheel will stay. And I can change it, bring it up or down, and like that. And you can just go through, take any button, use the nunchuck joystick to control any CC message or any note, and pretty much control any instrument that way. And that is how to use the Wii Mote through JunXion to control Reason.